Hello there lovely people, my name is Sophia and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today I am building in Henford-on-Bagley in the Bramblewoods neighbourhood on a 30 by 40 lot called 40 Nettle Lane, and this is going to be a 3-ish bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And I say 3-ish bedrooms because that separated structure you can see off to the right hand side ends up being a renovated pool house? Pond house? There isn't a pool on this lot, but there's a pond. But I was thinking it was sort of a pool house sort of situation. At least now it's been renovated. And this cottage, I do imagine has been renovated quite a bit. Because I imagine that this was a summer home for a very wealthy household of Sims, and they probably rent it out in the colder months, but in the summer they come down here to live in Henford-on-Bagley. And it's nice and warm, and it's all pretty. So that was the idea behind this. So the inside of this house ends up being quite fancy, a little bit updated. I wouldn't call it modern, but it's not purely traditional either. So I'm not too sure what to call it. It's just renovated, and I'm gonna stick with that. But I did paint this house with the red brick wallpaper, and that one is from City Living, and I don't think that's very common in cottages you'd find in this sort of region of Europe, but I've seen a lot of cottages with red brick and I thought it was cute, so I did it anyways. But I did use a thatched roof. Because I wanted it to still fit into Henford-on-Bagley. I hate it when my builds stick out like a sore thumb in the world that I build them in. It really drives me up the wall when builds don't really fit. So I tried to make it blend in, despite the fact that the exterior brick maybe isn't the first choice for a house in this world. But I thought it was really cute. I'm so happy with how this lot came out. It took me ages because this is a 30 by 40 lot and not a very big house. So that meant there was tons, and I mean tons, of lot space to landscape. And if you didn't know, landscaping isn't my favorite part of building. I always like how my landscaping looks in the end, but it's a bit of a chore. But I entered sort of super landscaping mode while doing this, but it took me 2 hours to landscape. And I don't know if I'm a slow landscaper or if this was just a big lot, but it took me 2 hours. Very happy with the end product, but oh man, it took me a while. But I ended up getting this jungle adventure fireplace out on this front side porch. I'm not too sure what to call it. I was imagining it was sort of a pizza oven, but we don't have that in The Sims. And I know it doesn't exactly fit style-wise because it's from Jungle Adventure and based off of South America, but I thought it was cute. I was imagining it was a pizza oven. I ended up putting a grill next to it later on so it can kind of function as a barbecue, because in The Sims you can't cook stuff over fireplaces. You can cook them over like fire pits, but only hot dogs and marshmallows. So I don't know, I thought it was cute. I like the idea. I put that little roof decal up on the thatched roof from Cats and Dogs that I've never seen before in my life, but I thought it was cute. It's sort of like a wind. What would you even call that? It tells you which way the wind is going, I suppose. It's got a little cat on a moon on it, which is a bit random, but I thought it was cute. But I used this fence from Snowy Escape to line out most of the lot, and here I'm just choosing where I want all the trees to go and where I want the garden beds to sit. I did not show all of the landscaping on camera because it would have taken ages. I had so much landscaping in this video. This video would have been 40 minutes long if I did not cut out the landscaping, which is wild because I don't have an awareness of how long I've been filming for or how long a video will be once I've sped it up. So I just film everything I do on a house, literally everything. So then I have to cut back on the footage and decide what's more important. But I'm adding a few details to that back porch here and adding the final few windows onto the exterior here. Those really tall floor-to-ceiling windows from the Romantic Garden stuff pack are so pretty. Some of my favorite windows in the game. They do not get enough love, and I just thought they were so pretty on this lot. But as you can see for the landscaping, I'm going pretty simple with it. Lots of, well, green, but I also want to focus on more white plants. So we have those, are they hydrangeas? I don't remember what they're called in the game, but those nice white flowers from base game, and I use a few Well, no, I forgot the word for that. The little white flowers from the Romantic Garden stuff pack. Thistles, those. I hate them in real life, but they're really pretty in The Sims, so I used them. And I used a few lilacs. I don't remember exactly what pack those lilacs came from, but they're really cute. But over here, next to this pergola that I built, sort of a raised pergola, there's a fountain, and here is that pond I was talking about. I sort of jump around in the landscaping to show you the most important parts of it, I would assume. Not really important, but the more memorable aspects, and I was really proud of how this landscaping turned out, so I didn't want to cut it out. It pained me to cut out all of this pretty landscaping, because I know a lot of people like to watch landscaping in videos, but I also know a lot of people don't, so I didn't want to bore people. But over here, I used some debug live edit objects from Cottage Living that are the ruins that you will find in the, ruins in the Bramblewoods, and I used them as sort of a lining to the garden beds, only in this corner here where I end up placing a bike and it's more open to the forest, but I thought it was really cute. They aren't perfect because they are, of course, not designed to be used like this, but I thought that gave it more character, and I thought it was so cute, and I'm just really proud of the landscaping, man. That's why I kept so much of it in. I don't remember how much of this video is landscaping, but I know it's quite a lot. But I added a bike over there by the tree just because I thought it looked cute. Maybe the Sims who come and stay here can take a bike ride into the Bramblewoods, because this part of the world, pretty much all of the world of Henford-on-Bagley, is gorgeous, so that would be very nice. I can imagine that would be a lovely thing to do on holiday. I have an extreme phobia of riding on bikes though, so couldn't be me. Don't know where I get that from, but I cannot stand being on a bicycle. Never learned. I hate it. It's really funny, so I can imagine it would be a lovely, calming experience. But not for me personally, but there ends up being a few gardening plots back here. I did imagine this was a summer home, so I don't think the Sims who stay here live here full time, but if you did want to use this house as a residential instead of a rental, I thought it would be nice to have a few more long-term activities out here for your Sims. But I just get this table from Backyard Stuff with some cats and dogs chairs as a bit of a outdoor dining space in the yard. There ends up being so many places to sit and hang out, but I also end up having this really cute little spot for the kids, and it has like a swing set and a monkey bar set from Romantic Garden. Can you tell I bought that stuff pack just recently and I really, really love it? But there, I did imagine one of the Sims who kind of owns this house is a child Sim, so that's why there's a few kids activities. But this, real quick, is the pergola I was talking about. This base game pergola is gorgeous, and I think we got it with the Hispanic Heritage Month update a really long time ago now, and it's gorgeous. I love it. I've been wanting to use it for a while now, so I used it here. I put a few hedges surrounding this pergola just because I didn't want to use a fence, but I also didn't want it to be too open. So there's just a handful of hedges, so is it weird? Maybe, but I thought it was cute, so I didn't really mind. But I just get a few candles here, and we'll be moving on to the interior. And I love the interior of this house. This is one of my favorite interiors I've ever done. It's so pretty, it's so cute, and I imagined, like I said earlier, this house had been renovated quite a few times, so it's kind of got a fancy feel to it, where it's a mixture of traditional and a few more modern, updated items. But this is the living room, which is the first room we're working on. I love it. I use this Parenthood armchair, which I never get to use, and it's so fun. I love the swatch of it, and I just adore this living room. All of those Romantic Garden windows are just perfect, and I use these curtains from Dine, which I never use because they are massive, but I thought they were fun here just because I don't use them, and I wanted to try something new, considering I really, really love that couch set from Cottage Living and that armchair, and I use them all the time. So I wanted to balance out the repetitiveness of the furniture with some exciting curtains. So I don't know why, but I love how it looked, and I get some hanging plants over here and a few books and stuff on this coffee table from Get Together, which I used as a TV stand. It's only a small TV because I hate massive TVs in The Sims. and in real life. I think massive TVs are really ugly. So I only gave them a small one, but it still works fine, and I use this lovely chandelier from Dine. Never used that before in my life. It's so pretty though. I thought it worked so well here, and as you can see I did do a bit of split leveling to sink the living room down. Don't do that too often, so it was a fun change of pace. But this is going to be the kitchen area, and I used that parquet wood flooring. Don't know if I'm saying that right. I've never seen that type of flooring in real life, so I don't know. But that parquet flooring from Vampires is gorgeous, and I used it as sort of a faux tile. It's made of wood, so it's not a tile, but it kind of reads more tiley because it's a parquet flooring. I feel like I'm saying that so wrong, so I apologize if I mispronounced that. I'm not very fancy, so I wouldn't know how to say it. But I thought it was really cute. I've been loving these sorts of wood floorings recently. I used one from Realm of Magic just recently in an apartment I did, and I loved it. So I'm in a mood for these sorts of floors. I don't know, I might have to do a more traditional build soon, maybe in Forgotten Hollow. I really do like that world. I just wish it wasn't so dark, but I only get a few clutter pieces in this kitchen because it's a holiday home. I imagine it's rented out most of the year, so didn't want to really personalize the clutter in here, but I did want it to look decorated because I hate it when kitchens look empty. They make me nervous. So just a few books and utensils. I don't even think I get a rug in this part of the kitchen because I just love the flooring too much. And in my playtesting, because I did playtest this house, everything should be fully functional. My sim could not get around the island, so I just scooched them closer to where the rubbish bin is. And everything worked fine. I just get a hutch over here from Cottage Living and get really picky about what decorations I want to put on it. This took me way too long, embarrassingly too long, but I don't know. It worked out. It worked out fine in the end, so happy with how it looked. And that rug on the ground is from Snowy Escape. One of my favorite rugs, if not my favorite rug in the game. It's so pretty, so versatile, and I used it throughout this house. And now we are moving on to the laundry room. Yes, there is laundry in this holiday house. I know that's not for everyone, so it would be really easy to just delete the washing machines before you send your Sims here. Or if you want to live in this house and you just hate laundry, just delete them. It's fine. You just have to delete the laundry machines and a few hampers from throughout the house, but it leads on to a bathroom, one of the two bathrooms, and while it only looks like a half bath on camera, I did do some thinking afterwards and decided it would make more sense if this was a full bathroom because there is not a full bathroom in the pond house, I don't know. So if there's people staying in there, they'd have to go all the way upstairs to have a shower, and I thought that was dumb. So even though it's still dumb to make them go inside of the house to take a shower and use the bathroom, I don't know, I liked it better. So I ended up getting, I think, a shower from Discovery University, either the one from Discovery University or Snowy Escape, instead of that little ottoman and plant. So it ends up being a full bathroom, even though it only looks like a half bathroom right now. But the bathroom upstairs is also a full bathroom, but I don't think you'll see that. I think I cut that out because bathrooms are repetitive and it was tiny, so it didn't really matter to me. But this is the dining room, one of my favorite rooms in this house. I really love what I did in here. I've never done a dining room quite like this before, and it gave me a big headache, but I used this table from Get Famous with the funny print on the glass, and man, I love how it looks in here. The chairs and the rug are also from Get Famous. I did not expect to use that pack here just because it's I don't know, it's not really the pack I would expect in the countryside, but I love how this dining room came out, and I think it's gorgeous. I love that table. I never would have thought to use it in here, but I just pulled it out of the catalog and went, oh, this would be silly, and then I really liked it, so it's still here. But I don't know how to decorate dining rooms. Those are one of the rooms I struggle with the most. So there's a sofa in here. Don't know how realistic that is, but it was pretty and it filled up the space. And then there's also this sort of like strange surface that I don't know the proper name of, but it's in the miscellaneous surfaces section of the game, so It's a bit out there, so don't really know what it is. It's like a fancy built-in butler station sort of thing, but I just get some candles and some books on there, and I end up getting quite a few hutches in this house of just china and dishes, because that just screams fancy and distinguished to me, so I put them in here because I really wanted this house to come off as a bit more luxurious. Because of the sheer amount of landscaping on this lot, if you were to use this as a rental, I can imagine the daily just the daily cost to rent it would be quite a bit, because man, landscaping really adds up the cost of your Sims houses if you don't exclusively use plants from the live edit menu, so it's probably going to be expensive. But this is the front entryway, and I end up getting another armchair in here and that rug from base game. Also some cabinetry with yet more plates and dishes because it screams fancy. And my favorite plant at the moment, which is a base game plant. In the black swatch specifically, I adore it, and I use it all the time, and I need to stop, but I won't because it is nice. And up here on the second story is where both of the bedrooms are and one of the bathrooms. This is also where you access that upper balcony on the outside, and I don't know, I really like the upstairs. I decided to use a different paneling up here and different colors of doors because I always make the upstairs of my houses exactly the same as the downstairs, but I know that's not always realistic. In my house, the two separate floors of building have different walls, different floorings because they were built at separate times, and I imagine that this house had been renovated so many times, and maybe the upstairs of the house is more original, or maybe the downstairs is more original. I'm not too sure how renovating works. But there is a fly somewhere in my room right now. Oh, I hope you cannot hear him. Wait. Okay, fly crisis averted. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to remove that fly from my room, but I've completely forgotten my train of thought, so you will have to forgive me. But this is the master bedroom, one of the only 2 bedrooms in this house, and I really like how it came out. It looks very cozy, very cute. It's quite plainly decorated just because this is a rental house and it's a master bedroom, so I always make them a bit more, I don't know, neutral. I did end up having to scooch the wardrobe and that plant a little bit further into, oh god, I'm mucking up my words now. I'm a bit too thrown off by that fly, but it's a little bit, they were a bit too close and they were blocking my Sims access to that side of the bed. And I did playtest this house, so I wanted it all to be fully functional. I considered for a second there making the doors the same colors downstairs, but I went back on that, and now we are working on the child Sims bedroom. This ends up being very blue, very calm, not very specific, and I wanted to keep it really, really plain. I really did, but it's just a crime to make a child's bedroom plain. I just have to add decorations and personality. I just can't help it. So there ends up being perhaps a bit more decoration than you'd expect from a rental house, but if that throws you off, you can easily remove the extra decorations. I just thought it was cute and I can't help myself. And I use those blinds from Cottage Living. I use those throughout the build just because they're some of my favorite curtains in the game. They come with so many pretty swatches and neutral swatches, and they're just so good. But we're moving on to the upstairs balcony. Is it a deck? Is it a balcony? Is it a porch? I do not know what to call it. But I also didn't realize that that armchair on the right hand side is not an even distance away from the coffee table as the other one. And it irks me, and I will have to change that. So if it's annoying you that they're uneven, it's annoying me too. Don't worry, I will fix it. If I forget to fix it, I'm sorry and I failed you. But that's an easy fix if it bothers you, so not a big deal. But I end up getting lots of plants up here, a few vases from Jungle Adventure. Jungle? Did I just say Jungle? Oh my goodness, I have redone this voiceover like 7 times because I am just spouting nonsense today. So, I hope you will be able to deal with my nonsense because I'm not doing this again. But this is that pizza oven spot. I was mentioning earlier, I end up having a barbecue out here just to add to the functionality because you cannot make pizza in that fireplace. That would be fun though. Currently in The Sims you can only get pizza by ordering it from the delivery service, so not possible, but you can make believe. But this is the pool house slash pond house slash renovated nonsense room. I've latched onto that word, haven't I? Oh my goodness. This voiceover is a bit bad, but there is so much construction at my house that I am starved for time, so this is gonna have to make the cut. So once again, I really hope you don't mind listening to me ramble, but this building is very, very renovated on the inside, and I really was imagining a pool house, but there ain't a pool on this lot, so pond house it is, so that's why I'm calling it that. And this foosball table from Get Together gave my Sims a lot of routing problems, so I did end up having to turn it another way, but in the end I got this all fully functional, except for something strange. For some reason my Sims could enter this house, but then once they got onto the balcony where the stairs are, they could not get down the stairs, and I hope that's just an isolated incident because my routing is buggy because I use a lot of mods, so I think that's what screwed it up. Not the staircase themselves, because they could leave perfectly fine. But I am coming up to the end of this video now. You'll be very happy to hear me go and stop rambling at you, but if you like this build, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. My origin ID is NZ Omega, and you will find that information down below. If you like this video, you can leave me a comment or a like to tell me what you think. It would absolutely make my day. And if you want to see more content from me, you can subscribe and leave any suggestions that you have for future videos, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!